Hello there, friends, and welcome back to the channel. It's your old mate here with the forecast you've all been waiting for. We are looking at the week from the 2nd of February to the 8th of February 2026, right here in beautiful and, let's be honest, challenging Ireland. Now, I have to ask you, do you ever get that feeling in your bones that a week is going to be special? Not necessarily easy, but special. Well, this is one of those weeks. We're coming off a massive full moon, and the weather charts are telling the story of proper winter fishing, the kind that tests your skills, but offers the biggest rewards. Forget what you think you know about February fishing, because this week is going to be a roller coaster, and I'm here to give you the front row seat and the tactics to conquer it. The two species that are screaming out for attention this week are the mighty pike and the crafty perch. Let's start with the king of the lough, the pike. In these cold conditions, the pike have moved off the shallows and are sitting in deeper water. We're talking about depths of 6 to 10 meters, maybe even more. Look for underwater structure like drop-offs, submerged riverbeds and deep holes where baitfish will be sheltering. The key this week, with the low-pressure system hanging around, is slow and low. The pike's metabolism is down. They aren't going to chase a fast-moving lure. Your best bet is going to be static methods. A well-presented deadbait like a roach or a mackerel, fished on the bottom, is going to be absolutely lethal. If you're a lure angler, think big and slow. Large, soft plastic shards on a heavy jig head just crawled along the bottom, or a very slow-sinking jerkbait with long pauses. My little trick for cold water is to add a splash of red to your lure. It can be a real trigger. Patience will be your greatest virtue. Now for our striped bandits, the perch. Perch are a fantastic target right now because, unlike some other fish, they will feed through the bitter cold. However, the shoals are tightly packed and they are not inclined to travel far in this cold water. This means you have to go to them. Forget sitting in one spot all day. This week's tactic for perch is to travel light and stay mobile and spend no more than 30 minutes in a swim if you're not getting bites. Cover water, search them out. Look for the same deep water features as the pike. A drop-shot rig with a small 2-inch lure is perfect for this kind of vertical searching. Alternatively, a lobworm fished on a light ledger rig can be irresistible. The key is finding them. Once you find one, you've likely found the whole shoal. All right, friends, let's get into the nitty-gritty, the conditions that are going to dictate our success. The big story this week is a dominant low-pressure system sitting to the southwest of Ireland. For us anglers, that means one thing: unsettled weather. We're going to see fluctuating but generally low atmospheric pressure all week. This can make the fishing tricky, but stable low pressure is often better than a sudden drop. Air temperatures are going to be on the chilly side, as you'd expect for February. We'll be seeing daytime highs of around 5 to 7 degrees Celsius, with nights hovering close to freezing, maybe 1 or 2 degrees. We can definitely expect some rain, probably more than average for this time of year, especially towards the end of the week. The wind will be a constant companion, mostly coming from the southwest, and it could get quite gusty at times, so be sure to wrap up warm. The water temperature in our loughs and rivers is going to be cold, barely reaching 4 or 5 degrees Celsius. At this temperature, fish are lethargic, as their feeding windows will be short and specific. You need to be out there when they decide to switch on. And finally, the moon. We've just had a full moon on the 1st of February. The entire forecast period, from the 2nd to the 8th, will be a waning gibbous phase, leading up to the last quarter on the 9th. The days immediately following a full moon are often a period of adjustment for fish. The intense feeding activity can die off, and it can take a day or two for things to get back to normal. It's a challenging phase, but one that can produce surprisingly big fish if you get your timing right. Biologically, the fish are in full winter mode. They're conserving energy, but the bigger predators, especially the large female pike getting ready for the spawn, know they need to feed to build up their strength. This is your chance to catch a true monster. Now for the part you've all been waiting for. Let's break this week down day by day. Monday, the 2nd of February. I'm rating today's Biter's Week. The fish are likely feeling the hangover from that big full moon. Combined with dropping pressure and chilly temperatures, they'll be sitting deep and not moving much. A tough day, best for scouting spots. Tuesday, the 3rd of February. The bite today will be capricious. Conditions remain much the same as Monday. The pressure is still low and the fish are adjusting. You might get a brief feeding spell, likely mid-afternoon, but you'll have to work hard for it. Patience is everything today. Wednesday, the 4th of February. I'm calling today's bite average. The pressure should begin to stabilize at a low level. The fish have had a couple of days to get used to the post-full moon conditions. This is the day to put your plan into action. That slow-fished deadbait could pay off big time. Thursday, the 5th of February. Today looks good. This could be the best day of the week, friends. We have stable low pressure, and the fish should be acclimatized and ready to feed. The wind might pick up, which can often trigger the predators. Focus on those deep water structures with confidence. Friday, the 6th of February. The bite today will be average. A new pulse of rain and wind is likely moving in. This change can sometimes spur a feeding frenzy just before it arrives, but it can also put the fish down. It's a day of opportunity, but you'll need to time it right. Saturday, the 7th of February. I'm rating the bite as tricky. Expect windy and wet conditions. Fishing will be challenging, not for the faint of heart. The fish might be harder to tempt, but a well-presented bait in a sheltered deep spot could save the day. A good day for a flask of hot tea. And finally, Sunday, the 8th of February. The bite will be weak to finish the week. After a weekend of unsettled weather, the fish will likely be hunkered down again. It's back to grinding it out, searching for that one opportunistic bite from a big fish. So there you have it, my friends. It's a week that demands your best, but the rewards are there for the taking. Remember to dress for the cold and wet, stay safe out there, and respect the fish. I wish you all the very tightest of lines. Now get out there and make some memories. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and please drop a comment below. What are your plans for the weekend? Have you ever had a great catch right after a full moon? Share your stories. Until next time, tight lines.